Personally, I don't think anyone is ready for this again. So, you guys, prep up. Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Today is Saturday, so we'll be doing our news, comments, and reports over here at Moments with Us. Hopefully you all are having an amazing weekend so far. So this is Shauna, and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. Let's go ahead and get started with today's video, and let's see what's going on. Fam, don't forget to check in. Let us know how you are doing and where you are watching from. All right, y'all, let's get it started. So someone did share, has anyone tried unplugging the United States and plugging it back in? What do you guys think about that right there? Of course, they're trying to unplug the United States and plug it back in, kind of like a reset. You know how you, if something's not working, so you plug it, you unplug it, plug it back in, you unplug it, you plug it back in, you let it sit for a second, and you plug it back in. Sometimes you even gotta wiggle the plug, and hopefully you're hoping that that plan will work with you wiggling, you know, your way into that socket there, and just in hopes that that really worked. Y'all get it, right? All right, you guys, let's check out and see some of the things that's happening in the news. Right about now, another, yes, historic hurricane is hitting the U.S. These are some of the most catastrophic storms that's been happening in the past year. I think I mentioned this in our last Saturday's video. These are some of the worst storms in history. And it's all quite happening this year alone. Maybe for the past 2 years, but a lot have been also happening this year. And this is truly sad because a lot of lives are lost. So over in Morocco, they had a historic, right? Earthquake killing more than 600 people. And I'm sure the numbers have grown, just like the same situation that happened in Maui. Though it was, something different, but still, it's the same situation. The numbers are typically much higher, considering how drastic the storm was. I know over in Maui, they did mention that the missing persons have dropped down to the number of only 66. And they will be opening up soon for visitors. So now, if you look how it says 1 month after the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than a century leveled the historic town of Lahaina, Hawaii. So historic. We're looking for that word historic. So some of the craziest things are now happening in history. So we're practically making history right now. And the amount of, houses and buildings that are being wiped out in these towns, that's enough for them to actually come back, build back better, right? Just get what I'm saying. It's enough for them to come back, build back better, and create smaller and more convenient cities. And what do they call them? The 15-minute cities. If you can just put it all together. If once they start and they come in, they came in fast, of course, moving the stuff out, trying to find people, But when they start to build back, I wonder how it's going to be. I just hope that everyone is preparing accordingly. So the rapid intensification of Hurricane Lee is a warning, you guys. So fueled by warm water and humidity, hurricanes can quickly turn into life-threatening monsters. Get ready for more of this phenomenon as the planet warms. So you guys, if you're not used to storms, if you're not used to having lights out, or you don't have any other way to prepare, such as having a generator on hand, don't forget about your other options for light, such as flashlight, candles. Me, when it comes down to candles and children, you walk away for a second, anything can happen. But they do have like the little LED candles. Like I said, flashlights. You can even go ahead to Dollar Tree or anywhere and get the little solar lights, have them outside. And guess what? When you need them in a house, you can typically bring them in a house as well for light. Lanterns, they have the battery power lanterns. There are other options versus having generators on hand. The only bad thing is, of course, um, you won't be able to have like your refrigerator or your freezers and food options. That's why storing and stockpiling canned goods is always a great option. Having those things on hand is always great. Making sure that your vehicles are full with gas. Yes, because trying to get gas at the last minute of a storm, you would be in line for hours. Just prepare accordingly and according to your family needs. We know that not everyone have generators and not everyone can afford generators, so just prepare accordingly. What are you going to do in a lights out situation? Temperatures are still relatively okay, but be careful and mindful that food in the refrigerator can go bad. Food in your deep freezer can go bad. And this is why having shelf stable items is always at the top of any preparedness list. Let's go ahead and move on. And then this last quote, in regards to hurricanes, such rapidly intensifying hurricanes are supposed to be exceptional, they say. But those are really rare. So we have been seeing some of the rarest weather conditions, hurricanes, tropical storms, or earthquakes, whatever it is, it have been rare. So take that into consideration. And then here's this First Lady. She wound up getting the new variant. But I hear she's doing okay. And if you did not know about the recall, the USDA did recall 245,000 pounds of frozen chicken sold across the nation. So, potentially, the affected chicken strips were produced on June 20th, July 11th, and July 17th, 2023. They are packaged in 8.9 ounces cartons labeled banquet chicken strip meals. And the recall products have best if used by dates on December 11th, 2024, January 1st, 2025, or January 7th, 2025. The lot numbers are listed here on screen. The recalled chicken strip meals were distributed to retailers throughout the United States and available to purchase online. I believe that this recall is due to pieces of plastic and fragments in the chicken strips. So for the ready meal eaters, definitely check your freezer for that item there. And if you have it, toss it out or go and get your refund. So if you all been here for a while, you all know that we're about hitting up them stores personally and seeing exactly what's falling short on the shelves and what have just jumped in price. Well, you guys, I'm sorry to say that things are still not looking good as the supply chain is still struggling. It's ridiculous, but it's very much true. All right, so trucker delivers catastrophic forecast for food supply as Biden turns industry on its head, y'all. So President Joe Biden administration finalized a plan for a program that argues will further reduce air pollution from heavy-duty engines and vehicles across the United States. But truckers argue the proposed standards will crush the supply chain and put the American food supply at risk. Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's not unexpected, but it's more so expected. Because look at it like this. Our supply chain is actually not looking any better since the pandemic. The things that's being supplied on the shelves are actually starting to look worse, taste worse. There's a lot that's really going on. And I believe that it's more stuff going on behind the scenes. What I'm thinking is maybe, the higher uppers, the elites, maybe they're taking all of the good products. They're taking all of the older products that we should have been having here on our shelves. Because now we're getting the less quality products. And everything have the label, bioengineered nowadays. Almost everything, at least, unless you one of those people who can afford to shop better or live to grow your own and eat whatever it is that you grow. Or you're like me and a whole bunch of other people who rely on shopping at stores besides the minimum things that you can grow in a house. Just think about it like that too. I mean, that's how I think about it. But the supply chain is not looking good at all. But it's not just that. This is really concerning. Really concerning. So the Panama Canal water levels are still at a historic, y'all hear the word historic, right? It's still at a historic low. And restrictions are to remain. There are people out there paying millions of dollars to get through. Yes. So the Panama Canal's water levels have not recovered enough as the end of the rainy season approaches, and limits on daily transit and vessel drives will stay in place for the rest of the year and throughout 2024. So prepare for the now and prepare for the future. Y'all know, right? When we were saying prepare for the winter, prepare for the winter, prepare for the winter, you have to really prepare for this winter and throughout the rest of 2024. Wait, the rest of the 2024 haven't even begun yet. We're still in 2023 for a few more months. So to start preparing now, I'm hoping that a lot of people have enough in their households if they can, or hopefully enough people have been stockpiling, little by little. If you've been stockpiling little by little for the past 2 years or year, trust me, your stockpile should be looking okay. Unless, like some of the other people who have been, you know, seeing financial hardship, a result of some of us to actually dig into our stockpile. I know. I'm going. Yeah. Some of y'all is gonna be like, yeah, that's me. Because things are expensive. But this here is going to hurt our food shortages and empty shelves even more. So y'all look out for that. And if you see something that seems like a good bargain, why not go and pick it up? Especially if you got it. Go on and get it. Over here at Moments with Us, I like to make things as simple as possible. I like to talk as simple as possible. I don't like to go around the whole world and then come back and say, hey, well, read between the lines. It's plain, simple, and clear. There's a lot going on in the world. The elites definitely are trying. Well, they're planning. Their plan is planning. They're definitely trying to make sure that they're set, and we are left with the crumbs. And anyone who have common sense can definitely see, and it's coming from, not just our shortages. What about things that's not going to fall so short if people buy into it, such as the lab grown meat, such as all the other things that's being put on our shelves. There were bugs, in the talks for a while. I'm not too sure if people was buying into it. I know people was definitely eating it. But I don't know if it was enough people for them to keep pushing and pushing and pushing it. Same thing like the lab grown meat. If there's not going to be enough people to buy it, then how would they supply it, right? Just think about it like that. Oh gosh, now this. So the U.S. government invests $22 million in smart surveillance clothing. So the active smart textiles can record audio, video, and geolocation data. How do you guys feel about that one? Believe it or not, it sounds like these are the same clothing options that people who living in these 15-minute cities would have. Because if you think about it, if you're living in a 15-minute city, everything that you need to do is within a 15-minute range, right? So things that's provided into whatever stores that's there can possibly be these clothing trackers to make sure that you do not go within that 15-minute range of your 15-minute city. I don't know. To me, it kind of makes sense. I could just be blabbering, but to me, it actually makes sense. If you're still here, please go ahead and help us out by liking the video if you forgot. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. And of course, if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. But before we go, let's jump into just a few of these comments and let's see what y'all talking about. So Sherry did say another lockdown will kill the economy, y'all. Sure enough would. Let the CBDC roll it in. Love your honesty in videos. Thank you so much, Sherry, for coming through and supporting. I appreciate your support as well. Yes, you guys, so many people would not take another round of a lockdown. So many people was unprepared the first time, and I doubt it was a higher percentage of number that actually decided to get up and prepare. Though some people did, but I don't think that it was such a high number of people to withstand another lockdown. It will be quite ridiculous if it was to happen. I know certain rules are already being put into place for certain things, but another whole lockdown, we'll wait and see what happens. All right, so Tammy Jones, who's checking in from Georgia, just letting us know that CVS was so low on bandages, y'all. So definitely another item to go on the lookout for. If you don't have your first aid kit stocked up, that's one thing I always suggest. Go into that first aid kit and make sure everything is in there. So bandages, y'all, be on the lookout for that. Tammy Jones, thank you so much for coming through and giving us the heads up. All right, and from Taurus, bad vibes in the grocery store I work at. Managers are acting stressed. Keeping my eyes on the food. Stock up, y'all. So definitely pay attention. Especially when it's coming from somebody on the inside that actually work behind the scenes of a store, y'all. And they're saying that the managers are acting stressed. Just pay attention to stuff like that. Y'all continue to stock up, prep, and do what you can do. Thank you, Taurus, so much for coming through and giving us the heads up in the comments. So from DM, they went ahead and shared that the Dollar General in their area closed down, and now they have to travel 2.5 miles away. DM, I would love for you to share in which area the Dollar General did close down at. But this is a major problem with the store closures. It's leaving people to have to either travel further or pay more at the next closer store. That's a big issue. DM, thank you for sharing that in the comments. At John Martin Jr., I stock up at Dollar Tree. Definitely. There are still some great preps that you can find for $1.25. So definitely stocking up at Dollar Tree is another great option. All right, so y'all know I do weekly walkthroughs at Walmart, and almost everything is definitely getting locked up. So someone did share, how in the world are people supposed to go shopping if you have to ring a bell and wait for someone to come and help? Maybe they should arrest and stop the criminals instead of treating us all like thieves. This has me so irritated to see this. I'm not sure what things look like in my area here in Northeast Pennsylvania because I don't go into Walmart much. The closest I get to is Sam's. I just wouldn't buy from a store that's that bad. All those hoops to jump through just to get some shopping done. This world is getting worse and worse by the minute. I agree with you. Sorry, God bless. Blessings to you too, and blessings to you all. Thank you all for tuning in. We're gonna leave it right there at that comment because things are just getting worse and worse. Thank you all for tuning in into today's video. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. Make sure that you all stay prepped, stay blessed, stay safe, and of course, have an amazing weekend. Until next video, y'all, I'm officially up out of here. Peace.